Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no.
What about the reality show on VH1, Marrying the Game? What is that?
Marrying the Game is a show that features myself, my fiance, and my 3 children, and of course, you know, our day-to-day friends and family. It's a struggle because at the end of the day, we went into the reality show as a wedding special. It was supposed to be 6 episodes, a wedding, and then never a season 2. Now here we are, still not married in season 2, trying to figure it out, which is weird because I can't really grasp the reason that we didn't get married or how we even got to season 2 when it was a wedding special. So it's funny having to try to figure out your life on TV.
Why didn't you get married?
You know what? It was her fault, Larry. It's always the woman's fault.
Naturally, but
Yeah.
what did she do wrong?
She got mad that I got a female assistant, and I went to Paris.
With the assistant?
And everyone else. It wasn't just me and the assistant, it was me and about 10 people. And so, you know, she wanted to call off the wedding or postpone the wedding, and yeah, it's been postponed ever since.
Why didn't you take Tiffany to Paris?
I was leaving for a day. She's a school teacher. She has to teach, and there was no, real reason that, she had to take off from work because these 30 children in her class, they need the teacher. This, Whitney Houston, believe
How
it.
old are the kids?
And she teaches 3rd grade.
Your kids are how old?
My kids are 10, 6, and 3.
Does the 10-year-old ask about whether you should get married or not?
The 10-year-old doesn't, but the 6-year-old seems to have a lot of questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll get married?
I think one day, yeah, I'll get married. I love to be married.
So I wanted to point out some interesting tweets that the game has been tweeting lately on Twitter. He tends to go on these random tangents. I'm not really sure what is inspiring them, but I do agree with a lot of them. I just feel like it's a little hypocritical because he is not a man who lives by the words that he speaks, which to me is pandering. Whenever a man does not live up to the words that he speaks, he is pandering, he is a fraud. But he is speaking truth. There is a lot of truth within these tweets. So for that reason alone, I wanted to point them out. I wanted to read them to you guys today. But he went on a recent tangent here and he said, maybe I'm old school, but my woman ain't paying one damn bill. Not rent, not mortgage, not a car note, not nails, hair, clothes, phone, or groceries. If you're taking care of home, cooking, and effing the ish out of me, life on me, period. Okay? So when he said that, these men went crazy. They lost it because they felt like they didn't measure up. They felt like they didn't match up to what this man was saying. So let's move on to this other tweet. He said, why she gotta pay half the rent? She giving you half the pee or something? Ninjas kill me. Since the beginning of time, real men, and he put that in all caps, girl, have always taken care of shelter, providing, protecting, and if you ain't got it, go get it. Ooh! 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 Ooh, girl, when he said that, I said, no, he didn't. Then the game went on to say, I just don't understand how ninjas expect a woman to walk through the door after working all day, have enough energy to be superwoman at home, cook, clean, F your lights out, wake up and do it all again the next day and the next day forever. Come on, my ninja. And you don't have to be super rich to have this mentality or take care of a family. Live on your level, manage your money, allow the woman you say you love the capacity to be great. And he put great in all caps. Take care of a home the way a woman should is a full-time full-time job. He said full-time in all caps. So the game has been tweeting some very interesting tweets that have a lot of truth in them. But the interesting thing about this situation, the interesting thing about the game is that he made this tweet and he said, life is like a corn dog. Women only want your wiener if you got bread. So it took him going through a few birds, a few females. Remember, to the men that are listening, not every so-called woman is a woman. Some of these women are birds and females, which a lot of you tend to go after women like that because they tend to be more sexually desirable to you. And so you get caught up with these type of women, and then you realize that they're only there when you're on top. But when you hit rock bottom, they tend to scatter like roaches. So you guys tend to find yourselves in these situations, and then you hit the wall when your money is now gone. Your money is now cut off and you're going broke. And that's basically what is happening with Mr. The Game, Jayceon Taylor. He is at rock bottom. He has hit the wall because his pockets have hit the wall, and he's starting to see things more clearly, which is very interesting. It took him 40 years, but he finally got here and he finally hit the wall and he's starting to see the light. And that is why we're seeing these tweets. I wanted to flash back to 2015 when he started this reality show called She's Got Game. Now, prior to this reality show, he had the reality show called Marrying the Game with his ex-fiancée, Tiffany. But when she called off the wedding due to his boyish ways, he wasn't showing signs of the fact that he wanted to be a family man. He was showing signs back then that he still wanted to be out here playing the field. He was not carrying himself like a man who was ready for marriage. But if you watch the Larry King live interview, he wanted to place all of the blame on Tiffany. But if you watch the reality show back then, clearly he was showing signs that he was not ready to be a husband.
Today I'm meeting with my good friend, Tony Gaskins. He's a life coach, and he came into my life at a very pivotal time. He's been there to really uplift me, and I trust his judgment. So I'm hoping that talking to Tony today, he'll be able to give me some of his pearls of wisdom.
What's going on with you? How the kids doing?
They're fine.
Yeah.
I'm just maintaining, taking care of them, working.
Have you seen Jay?
We Skyped. We haven't seen each other. I'm really ready at this point to move forward.
What's that ring on your finger?
This is my mother's ring, actually. It's kind of significant because the night she died, I just took it off her finger and I put it on this finger, and it just reminds me of her.
If I was a single man and I saw that ring, I'm say, okay, she's a taken, happy woman.
But this doesn't symbolize like marriage for me.
But it symbolizes that for a man that's looking at you. And so I know that somewhere inside of you, you hope that he can turn it around and that y'all will be back together.
In my heart, I felt like, I had love. It's just that the person that I'm with has a lot of challenges, and I'm not perfect, so you think that you're gonna grow together as a couple, you're gonna come out okay.
Love shouldn't hurt you the way that you've been hurt. You have to stop making excuses and start making changes, and sometimes you gotta forgive them for hurting you, forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be hurt, and then close the door behind you. So you should switch that ring to your other hand to just symbolize that you're open and that you're ready for love.
It was really enlightening to hear these things that he said. I can clearly see the patterns that I've really created for myself and can take responsibility for staying too long. I think that that's very beneficial in moving forward.
So after Tiffany came to her senses and split from the game, he started this reality show in 2015. And as you can see, there are mainly racially ambiguous women, white women. You don't see a black woman in this photo. I mean, the girl in the back with the chains around her neck, she looks black, but I think that's just a really good tan. I don't see any black women in this photo. I don't see any black women that were on this show competing for his love. We see this a lot. We see black men who don't get their way with a black woman. We see black men who want to not be held accountable for their poor actions and decisions and their boyish ways and boyish tendencies, and then they go and then they get the complete opposite. They go after their so-called preferences just to use them up, but in reality they get used just so they can be in a relationship with a woman that doesn't hold them accountable, that doesn't require much of them but their money and their penis. Basically, that is what they're doing. So he went out and started this reality show of women that really don't require much of him, because Tiffany was requiring too much of him, which required him to be a man, which he's talking about today, but back then he was being a boy, which a lot of men today are. And you have a lot of red pill content creators that are pushing this lifestyle when it should only be a phase. So in my opinion, when we speak on the game, when we speak on his behavior, his tweets, it's pandering, because he does not live up to the words that he speaks. And the history of his actions that have played out on reality TV clearly shows that. So if you were unaware, the game is being sued, or he was being sued. This lawsuit has been ongoing since 2015. And so through the courts, they have finally reached a final decision regarding his sexual assault trial. So I'm going to read to you what Hollywood Reporter wrote about the case and the situation. So it says, the game must pay $7 million in damages after losing bid for new sexual assault trial. The game must pay $7.1 million in damages to a reality dating show contestant after a jury in 2016 found him liable for sexual battery in connection with an off-camera date, and an Illinois federal appeals court on Thursday found he doesn't deserve a new trial. The rapper, whose legal name is Jason Taylor, starred on VH1's Bachelor series She's Got Game while filming in Chicago in 2015. Taylor took Priscilla Rainey on a date to a sports bar. It wasn't filmed, and she says he sexually assaulted her by repeatedly lifting her skirt and groping her while others in the bar watched. Rainey confronted him about it on camera on a tour bus in front of other contestants, and in August 2015 sued for sexual battery.
You're about to sue Mr. Game for an undisclosed amount? Yes.
Let's get to the meat and motherfucking potatoes.
Yes, suing this. Are you gonna get money from this motherfucker?
Yo.
He said, I will never pay anybody.
And I'm saying this to him. You are giving me $10 million.
Let's go. Who's gonna give you $10 million?
Jason motherfucking Taylor.
Also known as
The Game.
Let's go.
It's giving me $10 million.
And why is he gonna give?
Never mind.
Why is he giving you $10 million?
This nigga's giving me $10 million because I'm probably the first female that ever stood up for his disrespectfulness.
To the mic.
How did he disrespect you, for the people that are unaware? Because we got to build this case.
I think everybody else is already aware of what's going on because they probably hate me for it, because I let everybody know that he sexually assaulted me.
What?
And this is real. And he also attacked me, and this is caught on camera. And let me say this right now, and I'm gonna say it right now. But 51 Minds, if it ain't real, why y'all offer me money?
51 Minds, the production company behind these reality shows. We just have to clarify these things.
I got a question. Speaking on law terms, is it going to hinder you from talking about this?
Nope.
No? Okay, I'm just wondering.
Now, let's talk about this. Oh, as you're drinking quality
that quality
drinks.
yak.
No, because, his lawyers are going to watch these interviews.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. I've already talked to their lawyers. I've already talked to his lawyers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change what happened. It doesn't matter because it doesn't change what happened. You still ain't recognize what you did. You still ain't acknowledge it. You still didn't apologize for what you did. You bashed me, made it look like you didn't pick me to go on the show, like I never met you prior to it, like we didn't sit down 3 times during filming, talked about how I'm just there for TV. I didn't like you either, Smokey the Bear looking ass nigga.
Damn, she jumped right in character.
So, what did he do? Did he whip his cock out and try to
No.
Because, niggas
he
do that
didn't
at
rape
strip
me.
club.
He did not rape
No, I'm not
me.
saying he raped you, but
he didn't. Let's clear that up now. I'm not screaming rape. He did not rape me. He did not rape me. No. But what he did do is touch my pussy 3 times and told me shut the fuck up before I eliminate you, and then pulled my dress up in front of a crowd of people in Chicago at a club with the lights on and people taking pictures.
Yo, $10 million.
And then attacked me to the point that 3 cameramen walked off set and quit because they got daughters and wives at home, and they said he's a piece of shit. Oh, you didn't know I got to see this footage, but I did. Get out my DMs.
I mean, look, just to play devil's advocate, because there's not much more room to go from that. What do you say to the people that's just like, yo, this girl just trying to come up off a rapper?
What do I say to these people? To the men? If I'm gonna start with the women.
All
to
right.
the women, if y'all can't stand up for another woman who's standing up for y'all rights, I discuss y'all. And then for y'all kids, y'all daughters, y'all nieces, and y'all nephews, I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this for them. Because nobody ever has to sit back and take it from a man just because he has money. This man said, I'll choke the shit out you. And I said, then what? He said, I'll pay you. And this is on camera.
Look. Oh, you reaching for the film?
I'm reaching for my DMs.
Oh shit. Yo.
Is this an apology?
Oh, get this on camera.
Is that an apology?
This is 50.com. Get this on. Hold on. Let's bring this right here, Priscilla. You got the focus, nigga? Exclusive. Focus that shit properly, yo. Are we focused, nigga? All right then. We swing.
And this came way after the show was filmed. Way after the show was filmed.
Now, Priscilla.
And that's not the only one.
Game did an interview on the Breakfast Club where they spoke about his lawsuits, and he said, I swear to God.
Nobody has a clue the things that I've been through because of this incident. I went there because I wanted to be on TV. I owned a mobile day spa. I had a clothing line, which I still do. And I did these things to excel myself.
Understood.
I never knew who I was going on the show for. I didn't know until I got touched down in LA. Nobody knew.
Well, so VH1 just contacted you and said you're going to be on a show?
Casting director contacted me
and
said, you want to be on the show?
Game?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I dig. I asked. And then that's when you met him before everything?
I met him before even asked to be on the show. I met him at the studio in Miami chilling with friends last year around Halloween. He's sleeping with 3 of my homegirls. I know this. He FaceTimes them in front of me during the filming of the show. I grab the phone, talks to them. You didn't like me, I didn't like you either. We know that. We talked about that. This is to Jason.
Right. But let's get back to this, though. He said in the interview, I swear to God, I will not pay I will spend all my money before I give him a dime, and I'll only collect physical cash.
Oh, he said he'll spend all of his money before he gives me a dime because he's going to have to.
He said it's on record on the interview, Breakfast Club.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to.
He said he'll go on tour and get physical cash.
You know why?
To stop people.
Because you can't feel as if you can do whatever you want to do and then just cut somebody a check like you do your nanny.
Jesus.
You can't do that. Y'all bash me because I got a criminal record? This man got 27 open cases.
Why not
I'm going to say this.
Like,
I'm going to say this, okay? And I hope my lawyers hear this. That, and they will. I think that was pretty shady, honestly. They said they came up with the figure because they wanted to make sure he could never just hurt somebody and cut a check. That's understandable. But I myself was like, damn, 10 mil, I found out through social media like everybody else.
Oh, okay.
I asked my lawyers how much. They said, oh, a couple mil, we gonna fuck him up. He ain't never gonna do this to nobody again. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't care. I didn't care about the money, nigga. Just acknowledge what you did. Apologize for what the fuck you did. Right. Apologize and don't do that shit again. Every woman don't like you just because of who you are.
So out of what you're saying, maybe I'm hearing wrong. If you felt like Game apologized to you, you wouldn't have took it legal.
But I actually waited for 2 days when we were not filming. And when I was around him for all of maybe 2 hours, it got ugly. This nigga, I brung it up on camera because I wanted an apology. This man said, fuck you. You live in my world. This man said, I will choke the shit out of you and pay you. There will be no apology.
The game is going to be out of roughly $7 million soon. According to The Blast, a Los Angeles judge granted a motion brought by Priscilla Rainey, allowing her to collect the game's music royalties until $7,130,100 plus post-judgment interest is paid off. Court documents read, any and all rights, title, and interest of defendant from the following companies in the form of, among other things, commission, royalties, contract receivables, deferred compensation, income, wages, payroll, salary, and accounts receivable, Sound Exchange Incorporation, 733 10th Street, Northwest 10th floor, Washington, D.C., and Entertainment One, USLP, Michael Healy, 22 Arbor Park Drive, Port Washington, New York. Rainey, who accused the game of sexual assault, was granted the judgment in 2016. While she was a contestant on the VH1 reality show She Got Game, Rainey said the veteran rapper sexually assaulted her during what she thought was a required after-hours date while taping the show. She alleged the game got intoxicated and forced his hand inside her dress to rub her bare vagina and buttocks. A motion for a new trial was thrown out last September, and Rainey then threatened to come after the game's royalties earlier this year. The game was adamant he'd never give Rainey a dime, but the judge evidently has other plans. Game followed up by posting a picture of him wearing Louis Vuitton boxing gloves and a caption that read, "Let's get one thing very clear. That thirsty Gatorade mascot of a transvestite will never see $10 million or anything close to a penny of my money." People think because they read a headline in bold print, it's true. She won a judgment of $10 million, and that means that a judge, because I'm overseas, has given this chicken a chance to maybe be able to afford a lifetime supply of lace front hair glue if my lawyers don't respond to this suit by the 26th of this month, which they will do tomorrow a.m. Soon as I'm home, me and my lawyers will eat this case like a box of Minion Twinkies on sale at Walmart. So what do you guys think? Maybe Game's lawyers are on a diet and won't be eating that case after all.
This is another great example of a man hitting the wall and being regretful. So he made some other tweets, and I'm going to read them to you guys. It says, "Sometimes you don't get to choose who you fall in love with. If they love you like you love you, hold on. You might not ever get that lucky again." Also, he went on to say, "I'm over the pursuit of what social media deems a bad B. These days, if we vibe, we vibe. I don't care what you look like. Beautiful soul over physical attributes any day. It's the heart for me." Then he went on to say, "There are so many beautiful women in the world, especially these days. Even if you get you a bad B, soon as you got her, you see another one you think is better. Then you got to have that one and repeat this process until you've lost them all one by one. Find your wife and delete IG." So the reason why we're seeing the game hit the wall is because his pockets hit the wall first. And we will see this a lot within our community, because this issue that we are seeing within today's society among men, it's mainly with Afro-American black men. I cannot speak for all black men around the world. I can only speak for the Afro-American black men, because culturally speaking, it takes them to go through so much, and it takes them to lose everything in order for them to truly see what really matters and what truly benefits them and their well-being. This is why I refuse to argue with Dusties in my comments. I refuse to argue with men about my standards, because a woman of true value will always hold value in a man's life. However, in this case, I feel like everything that is coming towards or that is happening to the game is done rightfully so. It's called karma. So when you put out bad energy, you can expect bad karma to come back and bite. Karma will always come back and bite. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It just depends on what type of karma you're putting out here to others. So in my opinion, I think everything that's happening to him is just happening to him because of his poor decisions and choices. And he never thought it would catch up to him. And so now it is, and it's causing him to hit the wall. And now he's regretful. He's in this regretful energy. And we will see this a lot among Afro-American men, culturally speaking, because they don't prioritize family. They don't value women of integrity and purpose. They don't know what value is. They think it's just having sex with as many women as they possibly can, knocking down as many women as they possibly can sexually, and not take care of their responsibilities and not be held accountable for anything and not show any real true leadership in order to really have a good woman like Tiffany submit. So in my opinion, I feel like everything that's coming to or that's happening towards the game is being done because it's just simply karma. So that's all that I have regarding this video, you guys. I would love your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are notified for when I upload. This is Real Talk with Yoni, and I will see you guys in my next video.